Good morning. Welcome back to SBJ Weekend Review. How are we doing this morning, Chad?
Great. How in the world are you doing? I'm a little tired, and I think I got a little dehydrated this past weekend, so my knees hurt and my elbows hurt.
Tired as well.
But I'm trying to drink this big old thing of water, and I'm hoping that it'll check. Don't pay attention to the drink behind it. But yeah, just trying to get to where things ain't hurting.
Been a long weekend, and then we stayed up late watching the playoffs, NBA playoffs.
Did we, though? We kind of both fell asleep.
Yeah, well, I was going to watch second half today, got on social media this morning and saw the score.
I have not seen it, and I plan on watching it later today, I hope.
So I don't plan on watching the rest of it because I've already seen what happens. I do know Samantha texted me and said, go Samantha. Buffalo, because my Bruins were playing Buffalo.
Wow.
And so Bruins were up 1-0, so I texted her back, started talking a little trash. Last time I checked before I went to bed, Bruins were up 2-0. Woke up this morning, Bruins lost 3-2. So I don't know what the crap happened there at the end, but we fell apart.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I wasn't watching that because I was watching the Spurs.
So we switched from basketball to hockey back to basketball. That's what just happened here for Debbie if you're listening.
Well,
trying to help her keep up.
The Spurs are creating the most beautiful playoff environment that's ever been seen in NBA history. The court is stunning. The seats are stunning. The peer-pressured shirts are stunning. It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing to be watching right now. We are, the famous saying, Spurs rule the West, still holds true. We're going to the finals this year, and I think we're going to lose to the Celtics in the finals.
Wow.
That's my prediction.
That's your prediction. I hope they win it all, and I hope they go all the way, and I hope it's just the fun playoffs to watch them because it's going to be good. So I just wish they played the games a little earlier so I didn't have to be up past my bedtime.
And we were talking about this last night. I wish round one shouldn't be best of 7.
That's too many. Yeah, I agree.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Make it best of 3 until Final Four. No, we don't need to watch 7 games against the Trailblazers. Who cares about they shouldn't even be here, and I got to watch them for 7 games?
Yeah.
Stupid. Anyways.
Yeah.
We had a great weekend. There's a lot to go over today. But real quick, before we jump into stuff, I thought this would be an interesting thing to talk about. We've been talking about it back and forth here and there for weeks now, but if you look on Spotify at our audience.
Oh, that's funny, yeah.
There's percentages of where people are from. And so I thought this was funny. I don't know how accurate this is. Who knows? I highly doubt it's accurate because some of these stats are crazy. 60% of our listeners are from the U.S. Only 60%. That is
60.
Insane. 21.2% of our listeners are from Vietnam.
That's crazy.
2.9% from South Korea. 2.4% from Argentina. 1.2% from Ukraine. 1.2% from Brazil. And 1.2% from Colombia. Like I said, I don't know if that's true or not because that seems a little ridiculous. But if it is true,
we're reaching the world, baby.
Shout out to folks in Vietnam, man. I don't know.
Thanks for listening. That's awesome.
I don't see how they would find us, and I don't see why they would continually listen to us.
Why you would care what we're saying?
I mean, let me listen to what some random church is doing in Georgia, which if that's the case, more power to you. We're happy to have you.
Yeah, we're glad you're listening.
Not against you being here. It's just a little absurd to me.
I mean, it's great, but I'm excited about it.
Because 21.2% from Vietnam implies that that's more than a couple people.
Yeah.
Well, we're looking at 3 or 4 people from Vietnam.
It's crazy. Maybe it's a family or something.
I don't know. Just wild. I don't know if people are listening. Maybe there's people in our church that's listening from a VPN that says, like, hey, I'm in Vietnam, but,
I don't know. Yeah, that's cool.
Kind of crazy. Anyways, we're happy. I just thought that'd be something funny to talk about because it's weird. Sorry, I'm very tired this morning. I'm kind of out of it.
Yeah. Well, it's been a good weekend, and but a lot going on and exciting stuff happening. But yeah, I really struggled with wanting to get up and get going this morning. That was difficult, and I have a busy day planned, and so I don't have time to be tired. I gotta push through and get going. So
I guess if we're going in order, we should start with the camping trip.
Should we start with Wednesday night though?
Did we do anything Wednesday?
Yeah, man. We're finished. I wrapped up Joseph.
I wrapped up my series as well.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what it was on.
Well, so mine was on Joseph and just wrapping up a good life. And, I think there's a lot of people that do well but end horribly. So, like a lot of pastors start well and then they end horribly, or a lot of people start well in their company, or start well in life, or start well with their family, start well with their spouses, but then the ending is a tragedy. And so, I think one of our desires should be to end well. I started well, great, and maybe I didn't start well. Maybe it took me a while to get going, but I still want to end well as well. So the concentration and thought on that is Joseph ended well. He was right with, I think the Bible said that he was right with God and everybody. Like, he was right with everybody, and I don't know that we can be right with everybody, but I think as far as we're able, we can be right with everybody. You know what I mean? And so I think that's a goal, and I think that's something we should strive for. I think what happens is as people get older, they tend to care less, and man, I think we need to strive to be right with God and be right with man, and to end well, to finish well, to come to the end of whatever it is, and the end of our lives, and look back on it and go, hey, there are some bumps, but all in all, I ended well. And so that's what we talked about, and it was really good. And then where we're going this week, I have no idea. I asked for some just suggestions and advice or some direction, and they didn't give me any. So I don't know what we're going to do. I've got to figure that out tomorrow. Could be a long day for me.
Do Mordecai.
Mordecai, I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, you do.
Whatever.
I do remember what we were talking about. We're wrapping up our series on breaking down different worldviews that we might have adopted subconsciously, don't even realize.
Nice.
And the one we were talking about this week was determinism, which basically means that you believe that you don't really, it essentially means you don't have control over the actions that you commit. Everything that you do is a result of what somebody else has already done. And basically this idea that there's no real weight to the actions that you make. It's out of your control. You kind of just go with the flow. Whatever happens, happens. And there's no repercussions for the actions that you take. So kind of what we were breaking down is, one, we started with, this blame game that we tend to play where nothing's my fault, but everything that I do is because this has happened. Someone said this, someone did this, my parents raised me this way, I was born in this environment, and figuring out how to put the blame on everything else except for us. And so we were talking about learning how to take accountability for your actions, how you do have a choice. And while ultimately sometimes what's happened to you or around you can direct you in certain ways, at some point you made the decision to go through with whatever action that you committed. So you can say, well, it's because my parents raised me this way, but eventually, it's like, dude, you're 35. It's not your parents' fault anymore. At this point, it's your fault. You got to start realizing, hey, I've made these decisions.
Own it.
I can't blame this on anybody else. And I told a couple stories from when I was in school, because I got in trouble a lot in school, and I was always good at coming up with an excuse as to why I did something, or how it was somebody else's fault. I told the story about, I don't even know if I've told you this story, but when I was in school one time, we were on the bus, and it was early in the morning. I had this friend named Tristan Wynn, and he had a bag of M&Ms that we were eating, and our bus driver had this big old bald spot. His name was Mr. Rogers, and I looked at Tristan, and I said, yo, first one to hit the bald spot with an M&M wins. And so he throws. It was nowhere close. I throw, nowhere close. He throws, nowhere close. I throw, hits him dead center of the bald spot. Of course, he turns around, he pulls over the bus, and he walks up the aisle, and he's screaming mad. He's very angry. He's trying to figure out who did it. Later on, we think we got away with it. We're in lunch. We get pulled out, and they walk us over to the buses, and he kind of asks us, did you guys throw the M&Ms? And I said, no, sir, we did not. And he said, well, we have on cameras that you did it. And I pointed at Tristan. I said, it was his idea. He told me to, even though it was my idea. And then our punishment was both of us had to sweep up the buses and clean them for a week. which I think they let us off easy. If a little kid threw an M&M at the back of my head, I'm throwing the book at him. You're getting ISS or something.
My thing is, if you do something like that, you should be off the bus.
I agree.
You're no longer riding the bus.
I thought our punishment was ridiculous, but now looking back, I'm like, they let us off way too easy. I threw an M&M at the bus driver's head.
Yeah.
This guy has been nothing but nice to us. And so, I don't know if I ever told you this. I don't think did they call home about that?
If they did, they didn't talk to me.
But I think they kind of just, Mr. Rogers is such a good dude, man. He was just like, look, you clean up the bus for a week and I guess we're square. So I guess they never called home about it. So I got off easy because I should have gotten a punishment at home too.
You would have.
Yeah, no, I definitely, because you drove buses. So,
yeah, I mean.
Anyways, and so told multiple stories like that where in school I was throwing the blame on other people when ultimately I made the decision to do whatever it is that I did. And so taking accountability for actions, but then also realizing that our actions have weight and have an effect. And every small decision that we make is either leading us closer to God or farther away from God. So how can we be intentional about pausing before doing anything and thinking, does this steer me closer to God or farther away from it? And just kind of like what you were talking about, I don't know if it was in your Sunday school or Wednesday night, but just living intentionally, seeking out how to make these wise choices, and not just recklessly living life, but being smart about every decision that we make, every little step that we take. And so that's kind of what we were talking about, wrapping up that.
Well, I think that's always a good reminder to us, even if you talk on that subject frequently, to evaluate yourself. Are you living intentionally? Because it's real easy to go, yes, I'm living intentionally, and then a couple of days go by and you just get busy, and then all of a sudden you're not living intentionally. So to have that reminder, hey, where are you at? Hey, self-evaluate. Hey, how am I tracking right now? I think becomes very important. And so if you talk about it and I talk about it and we talk about it often, I think that's okay, because I think it's a healthy reminder for us to pause and evaluate and see where am I at? What am I doing here? So.
One of the things I try to tell Tina is, like, if you get good at the habit of every single night being like, okay, where did I fall short today, and how can I avoid that and be better tomorrow?
Yeah.
And each day just be growing and getting better and better each day. I was like, man, by the time you're my age, it'll be an astronomical difference.
Well, and the whole idea is that intentionality, right? I want to be a better Christ follower, a better person, a better human, and so you're not going to just accidentally do that. That's not going to be one of those things where, whoops, I slipped and I was a really good Christian, or it just happened.
Yeah.
No, it's going. If you're going to live for God, if you're going to do something big, if you're going to be productive, if you're going to be successful, if you're going to whatever. That's not going to happen by accident. I accidentally lost 15 pounds this week.
Yeah,
no, you're going to have to do something.
That's where it's important to be like, not just, okay, how did I mess up today, but what caused me to mess up today, and how can I eliminate that variable going into tomorrow?
Yeah.
What was I watching on TV that spurred this thought? Who was I hanging out with, and how can we actually cut that off and cast it away to where this isn't an option to lead me down that path anymore in the future?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
That was Wednesday night. We played some volleyball. It was a blast. We had a good
Wednesday night. We had a good crowd. The numbers were back up again. We went a couple of 2 or 3 weeks there where we kind of dipped. I think one of the things that hurt us was we were gone for like fall break or spring break, whatever. I don't know. There's a couple of breaks there that kind of hurt our numbers. But anyhow, last week our numbers were really good and not quite where I want them to be, but I think it was like 98. And so I would like for it to be over 100. But yeah, I think with Financial Peace University being wrapped up, that group right there, some of them came and went back to and melted back into the other classes, but we lost a few people through that. But hopefully
we've got your names written down and we're coming for you.
We're coming after you. We're going to call you today.
Shame on you.
And anyhow, but hopefully they'll plug back in and get.
Well, it's weird that they'll attend the courses that cost them money to be a part of, but not the free ones.
But it's free, yeah. And you've been coming for 6, 7, 8 weeks now, so keep coming. So, wow, I can't believe we just did that. But anyhow, super awkward. But
I'm around teenagers all the time.
You are. And
every time I say, like, hey, I'll pull up on the PowerPoint, I'll be like, yeah, we're in Ecclesiastes chapter 6, verse 7. They all start smiling. And I go, golly, man.
Well, who's the worst is your sister.
She's bad.
Because she works with junior high boys all day.
I can't say
the worst.
If I say anything while I'm teaching, if I look at her, she's mouthing or making some kind of joke sometimes, and it like some of the stuff like it just breaks me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, how do I recover from this? And I don't want to have to stop and explain to everybody what just happened because then now everybody's off.
Right.
So it's just a nightmare.
The worst. That's funny. No, she hangs around junior high boys. What do you expect? Yeah. I mean, that's what happens, I guess.
Some would say she's married to one.
Well, I didn't say it, but some may say that. I don't know. I don't know none of that at all. So do we want to save the men's retreat for the last?
It's up to you. Usually
we go in order. For the last, and because, I think that'll be good.
So, I don't appreciate you coughing on me, but
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get away from the microphone, and I went right instead of left, and I should have went left.
Disgusting. We got people here working on the carpets right now, so that's exciting.
Yeah, so
hopefully they don't poke in here.
At the end of the second service, we had everybody that was willing and able to help us unconnect the chairs and move them out. And, man, that went really, really good. I appreciate everybody that stayed.
But speaking of
make that happen.
Names being written down, and we've got your names if you're a man that walked out and didn't help and we're out here hanging out in the lobby instead of getting some work done. Shame on you, too.
I think it's just sad. I think it's sad that you're so lazy you're not willing to carry a chair. There's old women in there carrying a chair while you're hiding out here in the front lobby.
There's some people in there so ready to work that they stole both of my drills from me. I walked in with 2 drills and walked out with 0.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing, though.
I set a drill down to take chairs up, and the drill's gone. And I went, you know what? This is good because now my one responsibility is gone, so I can just kind of hang out in the back here and watch.
Well, there you go. Not helping carry chairs or nothing.
Several women in there working. If you're a man that's out here in the lobby, you're a sad loser.
I just don't understand why, you just don't get that team member. But the vast majority of our people.
So many people to be thankful for. You guys rock. Well, the amount of dudes you said they're screwed together, the amount of dudes that dispersed and went to their trucks to grab drills was hilarious.
I loved it. It was great.
Yeah. David and Scotty were walking out, and Scott made a joke like, let's disappear before they realize we're gone. And then David was like, I'm actually going to get my drill. And Scott goes, yeah, me too.
That's awesome.
There was a bunch of people going out getting their drills, which was awesome. I found out that it was much quicker and easier just to rip the chairs apart. Those brackets were so flimsy.
They are, but then if you're not careful, you've created a hazard that could scratch people.
Yeah, but some of those screws were stripped. So there's really nothing you can do.
But now we have to go back through and figure out how to get that bracket off because we don't want anybody to get hurt from those ripped brackets.
The seats go here, and it's on the bottom here.
I know, but if it gets separated and someone walks through, it still has the potential. If it ends up being on the end of one that he wasn't on the end before, now it's on the end and someone walks by, it can cut their leg. So anyhow, there's still some work we'll have to do to make sure they're safe. But the vast majority of the things got taken off, which is good. And so, yeah, we just the only problem now with them not being hooked together is it creates more of when you're cleaning, you're going to have to adjust and put chairs back together. I think
if people just use their noggin, like, hey, if I'm scooting backwards on a chair or if I bump into a chair and it gets flown a foot back, logic says let's put it back where it was. Because there's already people that are their chairs 4 foot behind the rest of the row when I go in there. I'm like, how's this even possible? Yeah. I don't know how you even did this, but then how do you do this and not realize, like, hey, I should put this chair back?
Okay, so you've had that issue. Wait now, it's going to be worse.
I know.
If we don't put the brackets back on, it'll be worse. And I know a lot of people are like, just throw these brackets away. They're ridiculous. And I get that. But I see why Carl did it. Carl did it because he got tired of straightening 300 chairs every week because they get moved and people move them for whatever reason.
Well, I don't understand, like, they should have the hooks. Like, the ones at camp had the hooks. You hook them together, and they never got offset.
They have them thicker metal hooks. Well, I don't know why they came with these cheap, little just flimsy aluminum things. But, yes, pretty cheap. So,
because the ones
but maybe that's what we need to invest in next is some good chairs.
They all stay straight, but sometimes they get curved. If you grab one in and just shake it, it straightens out. They're so nice.
Yeah. So
we might need chairs like that because those are so convenient, so easy to set up.
Might be time for new chairs. Who knows? Anyhow, but I thank everybody that stayed and helped that and made that happen. It went really. It's crazy how fast things will go when a group of people say, "Hey, man, let's do this together." And I appreciate all those that help make that happen. They're in there right now. Keagan says they're halfway ripping out the carpet already, and I haven't looked. I haven't had a chance, but
you know what we could get that would solve all our problems?
What?
Stadium chairs. They're
Chairs.
bolted in the ground. They're not going anywhere. Fold down the seat, you sit down.
I know, but one day that's going to be our gymnasium, and I don't want those bolts in the ground. Yeah.
What if we never get there, though, and we're just waiting on a day?
No, we're getting there. That day's happening. 5 year. That's a 5-year plan.
Well, Sunday, I didn't have Sunday school, so you're about to talk for a while, and I'll just sit here and be quiet.
No.
Oh, you didn't have Sunday school either?
None of us had Sunday school. We all had a combined Sunday school in the Kesey's. Is that how you say their name?
I know that's how you say Kyle Kesey's name. Is that their last name too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what a joy!
And so Jacob, I believe, is his name.
And Esau.
They were here. And who?
Esau.
Esau? No, I don't think so. But Jacob was there. Jacob and his wife. You remember her name?
No, I didn't get to talk to him. We didn't have lunch with them.
I
never made a connection with them.
Yeah, it was kind of tough. Things were kind of crazy. So they had their family here with them, mom and dad, and then, of course, brother and sister met them.
Their family really ruined our day.
Yeah, I blame the family, honestly. But anyhow, no, they went and ate with their family, and so we didn't really get a chance to sit down and eat with them and get to know them, and that was our first time to meet them. So I have thrown out the invitation. I don't know if they will or not, but invited them to go to dinner one night, and, but we'll see if they will.
How long are they in town?
I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. Hey, if y'all are around, if you can, if you have time, great. If you don't want to, that's fine too. I know a lot of people don't want to eat with me. So anyhow, maybe we'll get to eat with them, get to know them better. But they seem to be doing a fantastic work. What were some of the things that they talked about that stood out to you?
Basketball.
Yeah, so you got this guy that comes into a foreign country, and
it's a Disney. It sounds like the perfect Disney movie script.
Yeah, and we're not going to go into details where they're at or what they are or what they're doing, but we probably should give you all their names either. But anyhow, Bob and Frank, and so they're there, and he's teaching basketball to a place that plays a lot of soccer. So
Should I cut his name?
No. I just think we just move on. Maybe. I don't know. We'll decide. But he teaches them basketball and have a good time and had a really good record. You want to tell them about the record?
And I think it was 9-5.
9-5. That's
all
a good record.
9 wins were because the other team didn't show up, and all 5 losses were because the other team did show up. Which I think is hilarious. When he told that story, I was cracking up. He's very funny, dude. From just his presentation, I didn't get to see what he's like.
We should have had him come on the pod this morning.
Yeah.
He'd have been good on the pod.
That would have been sick.
We got to get better. We got to get better at thinking ahead like that, huh? But he'd have been great to have on the podcast. Of course, he'd have been limited. Of course, they're limited on what they can say and stuff. But anyhow, it was really good and a great testimony. I think in my perspective, very hard to leave and go to another country to do what you're going to do, not know anybody and that kind of stuff. But I think today with today's technology, it makes it a little easier because you can FaceTime and you can call and you can
Skype.
You can Skype and
is that still a thing?
I don't know. I don't have a clue. But there's so many things you can do. WhatsApp or whatever that's called, that green thing. What's it called? Let me look.
I don't think people use that.
A lot of people in foreign
use WhatsApp.
What a lot of people do that do foreign mission stuff use the WhatsApp because you can talk to all of them and works really, really well. And so I talked to a guy down in South America very often on the WhatsApp, and so really, really cool. And when I was in Israel, I talked to one of the people there to get the license plate hookup. That's how we talked, was on the WhatsApp.
You know what would be sick? What we should start doing? For Missions Month, figure out how to do like a video call to our missionaries and have them on the podcast.
We could do that. We did one year, got Chris Ballinger to call in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What if we had Chris Ballinger on the pod live from what time is it in Mongolia right now?
It's probably about 2 o'clock in the morning or something crazy.
That would be so cool to have a Missions Month where every week we have a missionary just come on for like 10 or 15 minutes.
Just give us a quick update of what's going on in your ministry.
That'd be sick.
I think it'd be awesome. So yeah, let's do that next year. We'll plan it, and I think it'll be great. But anyhow, they were great, and I think Sunday school went really well. We had about 100 people here, which is we want to be north of that always, and it was good. I think a few people heard that we're having a missionary and they dipped out, which happens. I don't know why you wouldn't want to come here from a missionary, but anyhow, people do that. And but all in all, it was really good, really good Sunday school hour. It's nice having everybody together, seeing who's all in Sunday school. You know what I mean? Because
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and it's good that happens every now and then. It doesn't. You probably don't want it to happen all the time, but a couple times a year, I think it's fantastic. So it was good. It was good. So
what'd you talk about main service?
And I think they did a good job. I think they seem to be a really good couple. Yeah. So and then what? First and second service went good. We had a great first and second service. Numbers were good. Obviously I would like for them to be better. But good people and good service. The music was good. And I talked about sustaining grace. Last week we talked about saving grace. So we're in a series called Amazing Grace. So we're doing a lot of talking about grace, and sustaining grace is all about once you're saved and you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, that his sustaining grace is what gets you through the rest of your life. It's what gets you through the difficult times and the hard times and the trials, the struggles, the storms, the temptations, and so it's his sustaining grace that's going to get you through. It's going to make you survive or get through, So anyhow, thank God for his grace, and I'm glad it's sustaining. It's going to sustain me through until either he calls me home or the rapture takes place. Either way, I'll be called home, right? And so you make it a mess.
I took a bite and jelly just squirted all over my shirt.
For those who can't tell or those who are listening, he's eating Uncrustable and he's making a mess. So he tells me I'm not allowed to eat, but yet he's sitting here eating. I feel like that's double standard.
I don't smack into the mic like you would.
Feel like you're smacking. So anyhow, it was a good day, and I feel like people responded well. And the whole idea was his sustaining grace is going to help you when you're tempted. It's going to help you when you're tired, and it's going to help you grow. And so and how do you do it is by calling out to the Lord, getting into God's word, and having good people around you. And of course, that's really basic teaching. There's nothing crazy new there. There's nothing like, dude, that's really deep, but it's just core Christianity. It's core teaching. This is what you need to know. This is what you need to be doing. A lot of people go, well, I already know that, but okay, great. But are you doing that? I think that's the question.
You quoted my favorite verse.
Are we fleshing that out in our life? The warring lion seeketh about whom we may devour? No.
That's 4:8, isn't it?
1 Peter 5:8.
5:8. That's what it is. My verse 5:10.
5:10. What is that?
Then after you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace, he himself will restore, replenish, strengthen, and confirm you.
Yeah, so that was my kickoff verse, and that whole idea of that's his sustaining grace, right? He's going to restore you. He's going to establish you. He's going to, what are you laughing about?
I just remembered we were at camp, and I was talking about that verse, and because something happened that week where that verse was like really what I needed, and I was reading it to Blake, and I just remember him going, he as I was saying the four things that it says he himself will, Blake's doing like that and goes, yes, please, I'll take all four.
I would like one of each, please. That's funny.
Blake's a man.
Yeah, so that's the promise of his sustaining grace. So we're thankful for it, and thankful that we have it, thankful that it's available to us, thankful that it's free. So how do we get it? We call out, we get into God's word, and we get good people, good godly people around us, and so with that, that's how we're able to do it. So I think it was really good.
I like how it starts with after you've suffered a little while. Like it's not always going to be great. It's going to be hard times, but through those hard times, he himself will do these things to replenish you and get you back where you need to go. So I don't know. I love that verse. It's my favorite verse.
And I think there's so many false prophets out there, if you will, claiming to be Christians that are teaching if you're saved and if you're a good little boy and girl, nothing bad's ever going to happen to you. And that's a total line of garbage, and it's sad that there are people that are teaching that. And it's even more sad that there's people that believe that. So then when their whole world wrecks down around them, man, they're devastated, that they're just destroyed. And
well, I think it's if I tell people what they want to hear, our church will be popular, we'll make more money, we'll be more successful, and luckily there's still a lot of people out there that don't want you just to tell them what they want to hear.
Well, I try to tell you what you want to hear, but I hope what you want to hear is God's word. So there it is. If you want to hear God's word, that's what I'm trying to accomplish. And I don't know that I always do that, but that is truly the goal, is for us to dive into God's word and learn from it and grow from it and be good from it. So, but anyhow, that was it. Sustaining grace. But sustaining grace is useless if you don't have God's saving grace. So you got to start there, right? You got to have God's saving grace, and that's you accepting that free gift of salvation. And if you've not done that, man, I encourage you to do that. And you got to believe that you're a sinner, believe that Jesus is the only way to get to heaven, and call upon him. Ask him to forgive you of your sins. Ask him to be your Savior. And so if you've not done that, man, reach out to us. We would love to have a conversation with you about that. But sustaining grace doesn't work until you have saving grace. And so got to get that saving grace. And then thankfully, sustaining grace is going to get you through the rest, through everything that you're going through. We'll look at another grace this week. Got 2 more weeks on amazing grace. And tune in, come be a part. If you don't come to Shiloh Baptist Church, we invite you to come hang out with us. We'd love to have you. If not, watch us on Facebook and do Facebook Live, and you can watch us there, listen to our music, and watch Keagan play the drums, and sometimes throw the stick. And
I haven't done that in months.
Since you got the gloves.
I didn't wear the gloves Sunday, and I was still fine.
Whoa, he's gotten it down, guys. So anyhow, really good, and so yeah, good weekend. And then everybody helped get the chairs put up, and that was good.
Yeah.
So
with the camping trip, though, it was originally, as y'all know, it was supposed to be in Alabama. When it got canceled and moved, somebody had a genius idea to move it to Sweetwater. Shout out that guy. When it got moved, we kind of expected the numbers to drop, but I was shocked by how many people still came and were a part. I feel like we had a great turnout. We packed that place out. We were on top, sleeping on top of each other, basically.
So there's only 2 that ended up not coming. One had car issues, and I think one was sick. But other than that, man, I think everybody that said they were coming came. And I think we had around 30 guys. So
yeah, last night we had people everywhere.
Well, Friday night, man, I felt like I was the park host of, hey, man, I need you here. Hey, I need you to move over here. Hey, you come over here. I'm going to put you here. Okay, you come on. Just to try to get everybody in there. That little loop, we had 9 camping spots in a little loop, and in the middle was a pavilion that was just ours. Nobody
9
else.
Spots for 30 people.
Yeah. So
you do the math.
Yeah, it got crazy fast, And so I'm trying to stack up guys and put guys. And hey, you are if it's there. Hey, can I move your car here so I can put this car here?
Could you imagine if everybody brought a camper?
No, there's just no way, because there's only really legitimately 1, 2, 3, 4 spots, 5 spots to put a camper. So then there's 4 spots that. I guess you could try to squeeze a little camper in there, but, man, it gets really tough. Even in there where Alex put his little camper, getting around that tree was tough.
Yeah.
He had a tough time making that turn.
Well, thankfully, there's only 3 campers, and everybody else was in tents and hammocks. So,
although
we're all sharing spots, you're just putting tents beside tents, hammocks beside hammocks. Yeah. It wasn't a big deal. Well, I had like a whole the youth group. We had our own spot down there, which was cool.
Yeah.
I had Matthew in his tent. I don't know where Aiden ended up that night. I don't know if he went back to he said that he hung out and then was freezing, couldn't sleep, so he went and got in his dad's truck or in Steve's truck and stayed the night there, which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Where's your sleeping bag at, bro?
So there's 4 of us down there. It was sick. I didn't end up sleeping there because they were wanting to talk late, and I'm getting old and I can't stay up late anymore, so I went to Alex's camper and crashed.
There you go. Oh. So go listen to Alex talk.
Yeah, we talked for a little bit, but
sure. No, I'm just kidding. I was just being funny.
We both knocked out pretty quick.
Yeah, we
and then slept in, bro. We missed breakfast.
I know. I was like, where are them idiots at, man? What are they doing? But that was a beautiful thing. So we had this big plan of going to Alabama, and we were going to do skeet shooting, and we are going to do bow shooting, and we were going to shoot 22s, and man, we had this big, huge plan. It was going to be good, and then
Stuff happened.
Yeah, stuff happened, and we couldn't go, so we went out here to this camping place, and some of us went out Thursday night. I think there's about 10 or 11 of us out there Thursday night, and which was good, and then a couple of us went fishing that morning, and we had just a good day. But then, man, I tell you what, come Friday night, there were folks everywhere. We had a good time of fellowship. Now, we didn't get to shoot. We didn't get to go, do those kind of things, but I still feel like it was successful. I feel like I had some really good conversations, and it was just a good time. And so,
well, and we get to know people that we hadn't really gotten a chance to have these conversations with. Should we tell him to come on in?
Yeah, if he wants to come in.
Come on in.
This is Dusty.
We got Mr. Dusty in the house. He just popped in. He's coming in right now.
And probably has questions or something. I don't know. Dusty, how are you doing this morning?
How y'all
Doing good.
Sorry, we are back. They had some questions about the carpeting. We're not 100% sure where we were. We think we were on the men's retreat, so we're just going to start there. I think I was saying we were just shocked by how many people there, talking about how, there's 30 guys in 9 camping spots, but now we can get into more like specifics, I guess, of kind of what went down throughout the trip. Is there something specific that you're wanting to talk about? I know there's a lot of funny things that happened, a lot of good things that happened. But,
yeah, let's tell them. Let's talk about it.
Well, we can just go in order. We got there that first night. Me and Dad were the first ones there. Got there about 4. Who was it that came like right after we showed up?
Wow.
I know Andy got there pretty quick.
Yeah, Andy.
I think Alan was the first one there.
Yeah.
If I had to guess.
Yeah.
And so, but people start showing up slowly that first night. Obviously, our full crowd didn't really get there. That first night, I thought, man, we've got a good group. And then Friday night, it tripled. And so,
so we have 11 by the end of the first night, but then all day Friday at all different times. We had some that got there. Michael Hyatt got there before we even got back from fishing.
Yeah.
And then more people and more people and more people. And then by mid-afternoon, man, it was cars pulling in every hour. So it was good.
We kind of just hung out that first night. Didn't really do much. They cooked some. Alan brought some pork chops that Scotty threw on the grill, and we ate those, and man, they were so good. I think that first night.
I got a couple in the fridge still.
Good. Yeah. No, they were great.
Hello.
I had been looking forward to pork chops the second I heard we were going to be eating them, and they were very, very good. And we just kind of hung out around the pavilion playing card games. And
who was to know? So we got to playing cards. Who was to know Alan Box was a card shark?
Dude, that man.
He quietly just snuck in there.
So
and
when he first
everybody.
sits down, he was pretending like he didn't know how to play. He was asking questions, and then he ended up winning the whole thing. It was like, all right, dude.
He slow played us. He slow played us.
Yeah, you're not slick.
Sure.
So then that next morning they woke up. Andy had brought in his boat, so he took the majority of the guys out fishing that morning for some. Was it crappie that y'all got?
Crappie is the right word, but people
Andy
around
says
here
crappie.
Well, a lot of people around here say crappie, but I think that's just they're wanting to cuss, and it's just their way of being able to cuss.
Before I left, I realized I've got a kayak. It would make sense for me to bring that.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I've got a kayak. It'd be silly to bring it and not use it. So when they went out on the boat, I got up that morning. About an hour after they left, I put the kayak down in the water, and I went out for about 3 hours fishing, and I caught 2 ginormous bass and a great white shark. That I'll pop those up. I figured out how to put pictures on, so I'll pop those 2 pictures up right here now. So if you're on YouTube, you can see my catches of the day. It's not AI.
Fake news.
But, basically I had fished for 3 hours and came back to camp and was like, dang, I didn't catch nothing, man. There's nothing on this lake. Of course, I'm fishing for a different type of fish than y'all
You
are.
are? Yep, completely different setup, completely everything.
I think where we're at's a terrible spot for bass because it's just so overfished, and that's what I was going for.
Right.
So I texted Dad. I said, y'all caught anything? Expecting they say here a no. And he was like, yeah, no, I've caught a few. Matthew caught one. Andy's caught some. And I was like, well, dadgum. Now I look like I'm terrible. So
man, I caught 4.
So Trent made this use this AI app to make it look like I caught these 2 ginormous bass that I sent into the group chat, just to stir up trouble. And then we thought it'd be funny to do a great white shark as well. But yeah, no, I had a good time out in the water though. I was just out there by myself, listening to some music, having a good time. That's my thing is like, if you're on a boat or a kayak, to me, it doesn't matter if you catch something. Just being out in the water is fun. If I'm bank fishing, then it's not fun unless you catch something. I mean, I got to stand here this whole time.
Well, the fun part about being a kayak is you can get to spots that you can't get to on the bank. So you're able to throw that lure up into some places, and you can get into some places that you can't just by walking on the bank. Now, you can catch a lot of fish from the bank, but man, I just feel like you're more successful if you can be out on the water.
Yeah. So then from that point, me and Dad went out and got lunch. Came back, and then
by that time, folks were showing up.
Yeah, and some cornhole boards got set up.
So the reason why we had to leave was because we had at the other place guaranteed fish, so we were going to fry up a bunch of fish. Well, because that fell through, so did the fish. So we had to run to the store and go buy a bunch of chicken that we were going to throw on the grill and cook. So that's the reason why we had to go to the store, because we didn't have any protein to feed the guys. So.
I didn't even say we went to. I said we went and got lunch.
Oh, I thought you said we went to the store.
Nah, I said we went and got lunch.
We did get lunch. McDonald's.
We went to the store. Got a bunch of chicken. Where some old lady was like, "Are you cooking all that?" And Dad said, "Yeah." She said, "Well, I'm coming with y'all."
Yeah, I was like, "Man, we just picked up a woman and we weren't even trying."
You better not.
Who wants to know it's easy to pick up a woman just by being willing to cook?
Well, she was like 80. So.
She was, but hey, man, I still picking up women.
But anyways, cornhole boards got set up, and me and Alex put on an absolute clinic. It got to where it was almost exhausting because
it's embarrassing.
You have this line of people that are like, "Hey, we want to play the winner." Well, when you're the winner, it kind of stinks because I had to play 40 games of cornhole. I only wanted to play a couple, but we just kept winning and winning and winning. We never lost once. We were doing best out of 3 series, and only one team took one of those games. It was Vince and his son. They won game 1, and then me and Alex won 2 and 3. Just an absolute slaughter. It was disgusting how much of a clinic we were putting on, but that's pretty much what I did the next 2 days is just played that the rest of that day, and then some that morning before I left. I pretty much only played cornhole because people just kept wanting to play, and we kept winning. So that was that. There's other guys doing stuff, hanging out, talking. There's a big circle of chairs, just dudes chopping it up, getting some conversation, some guy time in. We talked a lot about literally everything. Sam pulled up on his motorcycles. We were talking to him about motorcycles for a little bit. Steve Cook was talking about motorcycles. I was shocked by how many people in the group have either owned a motorcycle or had at one point owned a motorcycle. John Johnson was like, "Yeah, I used to have a motorcycle." It was like,
I think that was the biggest shock.
It was like, "You what?"
Yeah, that was the biggest.
Which
shock.
I felt bad because I'm trashing on crotch rockets to him. And then he tells me that he had a crotch. I was like, dang it. I was just making fun of guys that rode those. Now I found out you had one. But
and you're who we're making fun of.
He's...
My thing is, I am too big for a crotch rocket, obviously, so I would never be
I don't need something that'll go that fast. I'll kill myself.
It is very dangerous.
I'll either die or be in jail. So the smart thing to do is just not own one of those.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so got to talk to a lot of really, really cool people. Got to know a lot of people a little bit well.
So I think at church, it's too hard to just really get to know somebody. You know what I mean? Because
you're stuck at surface level.
It's very surface level. So those kind of events help to have something that's deeper and to go into deeper conversations than you normally would. So which is really, really good because it helps you get to know those guys that you haven't had a chance to get to know better.
Well, I know now Alex is wanting a motorcycle, and he said, well, Haley would never let me get one.
I have one for sale he can buy. Sam
went up to her, and to Haley was trying to convince her, I guess, and then he walks up to me, and he goes, man, your sister's a hard bargainer.
Yeah, so, she's a little bit like her mama.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think what else happened. Not much. We kind of just were chilling. For the most part, it was just chilling and eating.
So Mr. Mackey brought Frisbee golf net, and so then we had a bunch of guys out there. I had my disc and he had his disc, and they set the hole up or the net up, whatever. And man, I was surprised at all the guys that were out there playing that, So we had a bunch of guys playing that. Then we had the teenagers in the road playing some kind of football game. And then we had people playing cornhole, and then we had people playing phase 10. And then just a lot of people sitting around shooting the breeze, because we didn't, because what I had planned was for us to go shooting and stuff. Well, now that was erased, so what do we do, but I think everybody seemed to find something to do. There's some people down there fishing, and Andy was walking around looking for arrowheads, and I think he found a few little remains of some of them. But yeah, it was just really good. A couple of the guys on Friday went over to the lake, to the beach area, and went swimming, and had a good time doing that. And so, yeah, just kind of whatever you wanted to do. And I think a lot of people just really enjoyed sitting around getting to know each other. So it was fun. When I went to bed early Friday night, I was tired. And I looked out the window at one point, and there were still, 15, 20 people underneath the pavilion hanging out. And
and Alex were the last ones to go down that night, and we kept being like, man, I can't believe there's still this many people up talking. Like, there's something about being in a big group of guys just talking that's really fun.
Yeah,
of course,
right.
It's kind of hectic because everybody's talking over each other because everybody's got a story that matches up with what we're talking about.
Well, we're sitting in that big circle, and I guess there's probably 4 conversations going on.
I was jumping. I would be in this conversation, I'd hear something hop over here, then I'm here and here and here and just all over the place. And it's I'm keeping up with 4 conversations at once.
And even at one point, I had this dude talking to me and then this dude talking to me, and I'm like going... And neither one of them are relenting. They're both continuing to talk, and I'm like, huh, what? I mean, it was fun. It was good. No, I think
there's just something about being in a circle of a bunch of guys just talking. That's just a good time, especially when you're in, you're just outside in a camping chair. It's just good stuff, man. And I don't know, it stuff like that's always fun. Yeah, obviously it wasn't what we had planned for that weekend, but man, I still had a great time, and I'm happy with the result. I thought it went very, very well, and I had just as much fun as I feel like I would have if we were at the other place, and we were way closer. We're right down the road.
And we had a couple guys that sat down with their guitars and just played for a long, long time, and several people joined in, and Cater was over there singing, and
Trent sang Long Black Train. Turns out that brother can sing.
Really?
He's actually pretty good.
Nice. So, that kind of stuff, even that, they sat down there and had a group of guys playing guitars and singing and doing their thing. And, so all in all, I mean, I think it was really, really good. I don't think anybody got a really good night's sleep except for maybe me. And, I cheated a little bit, but yeah, I felt like it was a lot of fun, and we obviously need to sit down and do that more often. I'm thinking about putting together a group of men, and we sit down and plan activities once a quarter. So we're not going to do it once a month, but because busy and everything. But I think if we did something once a quarter, and it doesn't have to be a camping trip, but something, I think we should do a camping trip once a year, and I think we should do a men's conference once a year, and then 2 other things. So we want to sit down with the men and plan that, organize that, get that going. But we're going to hopefully do that the next week or so.
Yeah. And I've also had a ton of people saying we need to do softball more than just once a year.
I agree. So what I was thinking was we've got a couple of weeks that we're going to do volleyball, and then we have a week that we have off, and then thought about kicking volleyball back off after a week. Instead of kicking it off that week, we do softball again that week and then kick volleyball off another week is what I was thinking, a week later.
Well, my thought was instead of – because we've been doing 2 volleyball seasons a year, taking out one of those volleyball seasons and doing a softball season, where if we had enough to do 2 teams, man, we just keep playing each other over and over and over again, or just keep repicking or doing something. But a lot of people really enjoyed it. There's some people that missed because they were like out of town or had some other obligations.
Well, it was the end of spring break, so that kind of hurt it.
And so they were really upset because they were like, man, last year it was raining and got canceled, and this year I couldn't come. I think Steve Lewis was upset. He said, man, I couldn't come this year. I didn't get to go last year because he hadn't been coming very long. We haven't done softball since he's been coming here. He hadn't been able to come, basically, which, there's a lot of people that are like, man, I was really looking forward to that. Wish
Well,
I
we can
could've
do it.
been there.
Like I said, I just need to look at calendar and put it down. And I even had someone come up to me Sunday. I think it was Mickey Carver. When are we playing softball again? So yeah, I get that. We need to do stuff like that more often. That's the beautiful thing about Sunday nights is we can plan stuff like that on Sunday nights, and it works really, really good.
I think that's what's fun about softball. It's like at a leisurely pace.
Well, and it's not one of those things that takes a ton of prep. Grab your bat and gloves, put on some clothes, let's go. Yeah. So, which I think is really good. And we need to do it. I think it'll be good. I'll look and hopefully have an announcement for our next softball game, but it'll probably be the end of volleyball. So volleyball starts this Sunday night, and I think it runs for 4 weeks. And then before we kick off summer league, maybe we'll play softball again, or like you said, do 2 or 3 weeks of softball through June, and then we can do volleyball through July or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I need to go ahead and order my next couple of trophies for the next volleyball season.
Well, there you go. Get them ordered. Got to have them. So, but yeah, no, really, really good weekend. And we do have all these skeet and shotgun shells and stuff like that. So we're going to still put those to use. We just need to figure out a good time to go and do it. I think it'll be fun. So I look forward to it. I think it'll be a good men's activity. So that might be our next men's activity, is finding a place where we can set up the shotgun shells. Of course, Andy suggested just going to the shotgun place there in Waleska. I think it's $25 a guy, and we just go and shoot there and then go eat, and we don't have to take any equipment. We don't have to have anything, just shotguns. But I don't know. We'll need to call them.
They provide shells?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't even know what place you're referring to, but yeah,
something mountain, but it's out there in Waleska. You go to Waleska, go to the stop sign, turn right. You go out there a little bit, veers off to the right, and then they're out there. Of course, I thought that thing burned down.
I'm not very familiar with Waleska. I know where Reinhardt's at, and I know where Arrowhead Golf Course is. That's about
pretty
it.
much know all you need to know then.
I didn't realize it had that much going on.
It doesn't. This is out in the middle of nowhere on top of a mountain.
Do they even have a grocery store?
They do have a grocery store. If you turn left on your way to Callahan Golf Course, it's there on your right, I think. Maybe left.
I played there.
Yep.
Well, do you have any other thoughts that you want to dive into? We got about 10 minutes.
No. I thought we were going to talk about what we love about camping. Is that what we're going to talk about?
We can do a top 5 of things to do while camping. I think mine vary.
Kind of depends on where you're at, what's available.
What's out there. I think, because I don't know, there's a lot of different things you can do. I guess I'll go for my number 5 spot. I'm going to put fishing.
Fishing. I'm okay with that. I enjoy fishing. Mine might be a little further up. But yeah, just being on the water. Yeah, I think fishing's good. But that can be my number 5. I might change that as we go with this list.
My number 4, I'm going to put bocce ball.
Wow. See, that's not making my number 5. I don't mind doing it, but it's not one of my favorite things.
I just like, I guess fishing. I like competition. If there's something I can win, it would be higher up. I need to win at something.
Yeah.
Got to be some kind of competition. Me and you always kind of do some kind of competition. I remember we were on the mission trip at the Bahamas, and we were at the 66th step, and we said, "Yo, first one to get to the top wins." And next thing you know, we're racing up this giant staircase.
Yeah.
We like competition. We're not afraid of any kind of competition. But that's why I'd put probably bocce ball there, some kind of competition stuff, because my top 2 are going to be. You're gonna be confused by my top 2, I feel like.
Gotcha. Well, camping though, I'm trying to think camping. Yeah, I like going camping any time of year. I was trying to think, is there, something. I think the cool thing about us going camping, if you just go camping, take the camper out, and that's where y'all learned how to fish. That's where y'all learn how to ride a bike.
That's where I learned how to swim.
That's where you learn how to swim. That's where you learn how to throw a frisbee.
And that's where I learned how to do all that stuff.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that. That's where you and Haley.
Remember, I was learning how to ride a bike while we were camping with the vines.
Oh gosh, I do remember.
I was going around that circle, and I smacked into the front of the grill on his truck so hard.
So Johnny Vines has this big, huge, just cattle
ranch
grill.
hand.
I mean, that thing is massive. and Keagan's riding circles, and he's just learning. But them circles start off small, but they get bigger and bigger. The faster he gets going, the bigger, and then bam, he hit the front end.
Dude, I hit that thing so hard.
I was sitting there laughing so hard. I was like, watch out for that truck. Oh, my God.
I remember Johnny, I just hear him go, what are you doing? I was like, it's not like I did it on purpose.
Oh,
I forgot about that. Yeah, man, I hit that thing hard, boy. I don't think I cried. I'm pretty sure I just hopped up and kept going.
Hopped up, got back on, and kept learning. And so you did great. But, yes, I do remember we were sitting there, and you took out Johnny's truck. But, so for me, I just love, the thing that just going and doing. And so, I really like when we go and we just stand there and throw Frisbee. I enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
So Frisbee's probably my number 4.
Frisbee's my number 3.
Yeah.
But we do that anywhere we go, any kind of
just
trip, like
Frisbee.
Beach, man. You take a Frisbee, you have a great time. Unfortunately, we took the Frisbee, my favorite Frisbee, the Frisbee we've had since I was a child. We took on the cruise and it hit a wall. David picks it up and throws it, and it just splits right in half. And I'm not kidding. I don't think I've ever been this sad over something breaking. It felt
we've had that Frisbee your whole life.
It felt like a family member died. I was heartbroken. And I was like trying to be in good spirits afterwards, but I was like, man, I'm really sad about, like, I love this Frisbee so much. How long ago was the cruise? 3 weeks?
It's been a minute.
I still have the broken Frisbee on my dresser. Like, I don't have the heart to throw it away. I can't. I'm thinking about putting it in a shadow box and hanging it up on the wall.
Just remember the memories.
We can't get another one of those Frisbees.
No, I don't think.
I doubt DBU is making Frisbees anymore.
Yeah,
it's just so
it's kind of one of those weird deals
because if you throw a Frisbee, we're very picky about there's a certain weight, certain feel. It's got to be this kind of Frisbee.
Yeah.
And when it's not, man, it's just not the same. So it's like, man, what Frisbee do you take? Well, that one. Well, now we don't have that one anymore. And it's heartbreaking. My Frisbee's gone. So, yeah, that's my number 3. We take it everywhere. We go to the beach. We're camping anywhere. We love it so much we took it on the cruise, and we were throwing it around on the cruise ship. Like, we just love throwing around Frisbee.
We threw a lot of, I tell you, we've thrown a lot of Frisbee.
I wish we had a place here at the church to play ultimate Frisbee with the teens, because I know they'd love it.
It's great. Yeah, I'm amazed at how many people don't know how to throw a Frisbee. It's amazing that they don't know how to fling a Frisbee.
It's funny because the girls in the youth room throw a Frisbee upstairs. They do it every week. They love it, but they are terrible at it. They cannot throw a Frisbee to save their lives. I think other than like Bentley and Kelso, there's not a whole lot of people upstairs that can really throw a disc well.
Well, no, I like throwing a good Frisbee. We did it. We like you said, we pretty much, if we're going, a Frisbee goes with us. So camping, hiking, whatever, we seem to take a Frisbee. So that's good. So I guess my number 3, that's your number 3. My number 3, I guess, would be hiking. I enjoy just going out and seeing nature and walking around and seeing what we can find and discover and look at. And that's always fun.
Yeah. I think I'm on number 2. My number 2 is going to be eating. I love eating.
Well,
there's certain meals that you get while you're camping you don't get anywhere else. I remember
not on a regular basis, and it seems to taste different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Some of my favorite meals we've done, Mom got like biscuit dough, and you pack it with whatever you want in it, and wrap it around a stick, and then put that over the fire. Man, that thing was so good. It took 8 hours, but it was
a lot of work, but really good in the end.
So good. And then they're just classic ones. We used to go camping every Thanksgiving. Mom would make sausage balls Thanksgiving morning. Those are just the meals that you're like, man, that rocks. That's a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like we always eat good, different meals. I guess my number 1 is going to be just a combo of things, if that's okay. But we'll pass it over to you for your number 2.
Number 2. I'm going to throw, I'm going to probably leave, I guess my number 2 can be eaten as well. I've never had a bad camping meal, except for that one time. Remember, we did it in the iron pot, whatever, and I lifted the lid up and all the ash fell on the food.
Heartbreaking, because it was already taking.
It looked delicious.
It had been taking so long.
Forever.
We've been waiting forever, and I'm starving. And then I watched this joker flip a thing of ashes. Another funny thing, while we're on the topic of eating while camping, another funny thing that happened, I'll tell you it from my point of view, and then Dad can share his side. we're all kind of hungry. It's the morning. We sit down at the dining room table in the
I've been
camper.
outside cooking breakfast.
Dad goes and takes a drink of his Coke and spits it over the table over all of our food. And me and Haley are like, "What the crap are you doing?" And he's like, "There was a bee in my drink." So you want to tell kind of what happened?
So that morning, I'd been out there cooking breakfast out there in the camper, and I had a Coke, of course. And I guess while we were cooking, finishing up breakfast, cooking it up, a bee had crawled into there. So then when we finally sat down and I take my first bite and I take a big swallow, next thing I know, my tongue is on fire. Like, what in the world? And there's this fuzzy buzzing thing in my mouth. So a bee had gotten into my Coke. I then drank, and now the bee stings me. And, of course, I have a mouthful of Coke. Well,
all of our food is now soaked in Coke?
Yeah, and a bee. And he's flying around, and my tongue's all swollen and big. And it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. I ruined that bee ruined breakfast. It was an awful, awful thing.
So funny.
Oh, my gosh. Of course, everybody's looking at me like I'm the biggest idiot ever. And I'm like, I don't know what just happened, but... Yes, I remember that. That was in Abilene State Park.
Yeah, man.
And I messed up everybody's breakfast. But at least their tongue wasn't hurting. My tongue was hurting really, really bad. So
you probably got the worst end of that deal.
Yeah.
My number one is going to be a combo. Half of it is just sleeping. I love sleeping. I feel like there's a certain type of sleep I get while I'm camping that I don't get anywhere else, whether it's in the camper, in a hammock, or in a tent. It's that weird kind of sleep that I really, really love. And then the other part is just sitting around a fire talking. Those are just the best times, best memories. That's where I had the most fun. Obviously, it wasn't around a fire most of the time because it was hotter than Satan while we were camping. But just sitting around talking is just some of the best parts of it.
So I'm sad that you didn't mention this. I'm hoping it's somewhere in your top 10 maybe. But geocaching, yeah, man.
I knew it before
had
you
so
said
much
it.
fun geocaching. Or at least I thought we were having fun geocaching.
Yeah, I mean, it was always great, but we just don't do it anymore.
The cool thing about geocaching is it takes you places you probably would never go and see things that you probably would never go see. So that's what I loved about geocaching. We did a lot of geocaching.
I say we don't do it anymore, but that's not true. We did it where we were at that. Were we at the canyon? Is that where it was? I remember Alex and Haley were with us. We actually geocached as adults. That was fun.
Yeah, we were geocaching last spring break when we were camping.
Yeah, and I forgot all about the fact that we've done it recently. The reason it wasn't in my list is because we don't do it anymore.
Well, it should be in your list. You don't ride bikes anymore either, but it should be on your list.
Which also wasn't in my list.
I got you. Geocaching is great. If you have kids, if you're a father or a mother, and you have kids, and you're looking for a way to get them up, get them going, get them motivated, they have geocaches that you get to find the bigger ones that have toys in them, and y'all go out and you find them, and then what you do is they get to go through there and pick out a toy. Of course, the rule is if you take a toy, you need to put back in a toy. So you go to Dollar General, you buy them cheap little dollar toys, and just they buy one, you put one back in.
I had a collection of just
and
absolute garbage.
Absolute garbage.
Nothing in there's worth anything. I was just taking it because I felt like I earned it. My favorite geocache is we were looking forever and it led us to this tree. Look underneath the tree and there's a snake under there. And Mom was like, "Keagan, back up. Don't touch it. Don't touch it." And it was like freaking out. Of course, me and Haley are now getting scared because if Mom's scared, this must be a real snake. And then I don't remember how it went from there. I remember I threw a stick, but it ended up the geocache was inside of this fake snake that they put underneath this tree.
So we're out at O.C. Fisher Dam in San Angelo, Texas, and underneath this bush is this rattlesnake. And we can't tell if it's real or not, but it looks real. And it kind of scares you because that part of the country, there can be a snake under every bush, under every rock. So it was kind of just shocking. So I'm leaning over trying to figure out if it's real or not. And I'm sticking my head in there and I'm getting a little closer and a little closer. And then over my shoulder, Ding Dong here throws something at it.
That's what happened.
Yeah. And I'm like, what are you doing, man? And so we're all running. And of course, it never moves. It never makes a sound. It never rattles. And so when you pick up this fake rattlesnake, there's the geocache underneath him. So kind of a cool deal. We found a lot of really cool geocaches. If you find those micros or minis, that can be really, really hard to find. But if you have kids, you want to find the big ones that are usually in ammo boxes because it's easier for them to find. And it's a lot of fun. Y'all go out and it's kind of like a treasure hunt. And
the toys are usually better in the ammo box ones too.
Yeah, and so it gets you within so many feet. So you're within 100 feet, 50 feet, 20 feet, 10 feet, 5 feet, 2 or 3 feet. You're in the area, so then okay, it's right here, so let's look for it, and so it's a lot of fun, and we really have a good time.
I think they have an app for it now.
They do have an app, and I feel like that's cheating because I like using the old GPS where you put in the coordinates, and the old GPS where you start that way. I would rather do it that way, but today's modern technology, yes, you can definitely get the app. I think it's $30 a month or something like that, or a year. I think it's $30 a year, and man, if you use it a lot, it's truly worth the money. But if you've never been geocaching, man, I encourage you to do it. It is a lot.
One of my other favorite camping memories. It was some state park in Texas that I don't know if it was like there was old forts everywhere. It was something like there's something made out of like rocks.
It's going to be Abilene State Park, probably.
Okay, well, I have this memory of there's this like kind of wall of this rock stuff, and I'm riding a bike chasing this armadillo, and he's just pooping everywhere as I'm chasing him with my bike.
He's getting rid of the load.
Yeah, I think you're right on Abilene, but there's forts there.
They have old forts, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
that's probably the place then. I remember I rode my bike.
It's probably called Fort Abilene State Park.
And, yeah, there was that long wall, and I was riding my bike and saw this armadillo in my kid brain. I was like, I got to chase this thing, and as I'm chasing it, he's just pooping everywhere, and I was hysterically laughing chasing this armadillo. So that was probably like, I don't know why, I've always had a very distinct memory of that. But yeah, we've had a lot of good memories camping. We've done a lot of it. We even took the camper on a 2-week trip around America, which was so great.
Did that twice. Yeah.
You get to the end of that second week and you're like, I'm going to kill somebody in this truck if I don't get out of here soon.
Yeah.
But
then you look back on it and go, man, I should have enjoyed it more. You know what I mean?
And I did enjoy it. We got to see a lot of really, really cool stuff.
Yeah.
And Haley's got a lot of funny videos of me on Snapchat from that week that she'll send me periodically. But yeah, covered a lot of ground in those 2 weeks. But anyways, we're at an hour and 5 minutes. If you made it this far, thank you for listening. I hate to be this guy, but if you're not already following, whether you're on Spotify, Apple Music, please hit that follow button. I'm not saying you have to like every episode or anything like that. And if you want to throw a comment on there, that'd be great. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, please. You don't have to hit the like button, but if you feel inclined, please leave a comment.
Hey, and why don't you leave a comment? What's your favorite things to do camping?
Yeah, or comment if you've never been camping.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Anyways,
why have you never been camping?
Anyways, paintball May 2nd. It's $40 a kid. It's right here in Jasper. It won't be far. We're gonna meet at the church around 10 a.m. It doesn't cost you a whole lot. You get a lot out of it. It's one of those things I originally pitched as an event just for the boys, and now I have more girls wanting to come than I do boys. So now it's just an everybody event. We're all gonna go play paintball and have a good time. I know a lot of the groups coming, and a lot of people are very excited about it. A lot of people have already paid me and signed up. Don't let your kid miss out on that. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we want them there. It's going to be a good time.
Well, this weekend we have dessert auction, and then we have volleyball. So
true. Come to volleyball. Please come to volleyball.
It'll be great.
Anyways, we'll see you on Wednesday. Y'all have a good one.
See y'all Wednesday night.